It's kind of cool to talk to these guys after so much time, because, you know, even right after it happened, I didn't really talk it over with him that much, you know. Job fell apart and everybody went their separate ways, and their perspective on things is something I've never even had a chance to talk to them after all this time. And like the two of them being here today, they haven't even seen each other for 30 years.
The Travis Walton abduction story has been told countless times through film, print, and his own presentations. His story has captivated an entire community of researchers and UFO enthusiasts.
With a large accumulation of other bits of information, that it is time to just take a fresh look at it and try to make sense of it in terms of all the new information. I think people are ready for a different perspective on this.
That different perspective is now being told for the first time by 2 of the 5 other crew members present with Walton. At the recent 2012 International UFO Congress, John Goulette and Steve Pierce, whose own lifelong ordeals began the second they witnessed that mysterious light, told their perspective on what they saw from the truck that fateful evening.
We seen it through some trees, and then when we got closer, we got right in front of it, and that's when Mike stopped and Travis got out. It was just hovering in the air, not moving, and all of a sudden it started rocking back and forth, and it started going beep, 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 and then there was a high-pitched noise.
It seemed like slow motion to me, but you know, if you've been in a vehicle wreck or something, or in a combat situation, a lot of times it will seem like it's slow motion when it's really not.
A blue screen light came out and zapped him and hit him in the chest, and he doubles up like this, and he's flying in the air about 20 feet. As soon as he lands, I said, it got him. And as soon as I said it got him, we took off.
We all got out and we were arguing about going back or going to get help. Like out of the corner of my eye, I saw a flash through the treetops. I guess that's when he decided, well, you know, let's go back. I'll never understand why, you know, but he was running up there, you know. I was afraid for him and for us, what he was going to cause us. And, you know, and what was going to happen to him.
3 years ago now, I fell and broke my neck. And so when I was home, I had nothing to do. And I got the movie, and we watched the movie, and I told my daughter, this is me, you know. Well, she said, well, if it's you, how come they're not using your name? So that's when I got in touch with Travis.
There's so many great, wonderful things out in this world. I've seen so many things, you know, and I did not let that become the priority in my life, you know. Like I said, I took it away, I put it behind me, you know, ignored it, and I'm glad I did.
This incident has impacted the lives of many people in countless ways. John and Steve have spent years running away and removing it from thought. Now these 2 men are coming forward to tell their part of this story.
When we got to Heber, we called the sheriff's department. The sheriff's department came out there, and he thought we were all, we told him the story, and he thought we were all drinking beers. The next morning, they got this posse, and they were going to go look for him, right? And the cops are at my front door talking to my mom and telling my mom, and they said, well, we think this Travis is dead. They killed him. He's out there somewhere, and we're going to find him. So I grabbed my boots, and out the back door I went. I hid. I was gone. They couldn't find me. I went to a girlfriend's house, and while I was there hiding, her mom came home, and I was in her bedroom, and her mom was telling her, you know, you can't see Steve no more. They think they killed Travis. I mean, everybody in that town thought we murdered him.
When I went out to help search for Travis, they split us up into groups, you know, individuals. You know, each person was with a different group, and I believe each group had a deputy sheriff with them. And the whole time I'm out there trying to find Travis, that deputy has just kept asking me, you know, why don't you just tell us where the body is, you know, and we can all go home, you know, guys, you know, we know you did this, you know, and it was no UFO. The law enforcement was just trying to get us to own up to something we hadn't done.
This was just the beginning for the remaining eyewitnesses. Local law enforcement wanted to subject them to a polygraph test.
They asked us questions if we if we killed Travis, or if I knew anybody who did bodily harm to him, if I killed Travis, or they asked if we actually seen a UFO. I think they were trying to trick us. Because they still, even when we passed it, I don't believe they believed it.
Even after passing the polygraph test, the lives of these men have continually been harassed.
When I left that area, it was because of the accusations and the doubt, you know. And people accusing us, first it was murder, then it was a hoax.
In the aftermath of this, people were just desperate to explain away any way they could, and they would just launch theory after theory. You know, first, thing right off the bat, the knee-jerk thing was, well, these guys are drunk or high on drugs.
Newspapers were just attacking me everywhere I went. Even at the hospital, they were there. They wouldn't leave me alone.
Newspaper and television reporters continually sought them out and made their lives difficult, while UFO skeptic Phil Klass persistently pressured Steve.
I just got married, and the cop came to the door and said, I'll give you Phil Klass said he'd give you $10,000 if you say it's a hoax, you know. So he left. I just blew it off, didn't think much of it. I packed up the family and moved to Texas. And a few months later, Phil Klass is on the phone finding me in Texas. And I'll give you $10,000 if you say it's a hoax. And he bugged me for a while, and I moved to another state, and he bugged me for a while. And he bugged me for like 3 years after it happened, and trying to give me $10,000 to say it was a hoax.
True to his conviction, Steve never wavered or took the money, and eventually Klass left him alone.
If something like this happens to you, of course it's an important event in your life.
I got involved back in it because of my daughter, because she's really a believer.
For over 36 years, Travis Walton has shared his story while battling skeptics and submitting himself to multiple lie detector tests, and still his story has remained consistent and true. Now, with additional eyewitness testimony to back up his claim, his amazing ordeal will hopefully be seen with less skepticism and his journey for the truth appreciated.
You know, Mike and Travis showed a lot of courage to stand up there all those years and just keep telling the truth over and over again, even though a lot of people doubted it.